To speak with him personally. Slim J finally off probation and is now able to walk the streets without the aid of a government official. Always a good thing.
You mean that guy came out with was a government official? That's a horrifying thought. Which government?
Well, you know,
Afghanistan?
The only thing that's standing between terrorism and us.
Thanks for bringing that up again.
Front chancery by Kid Kool. Starting this one out on the ground. Both of these men can fly through the air like nobody I've ever seen, and that's exactly what either man is going to be expecting. Very smart to throw each other off of their own game plan by starting it out on the mat.
And this aforementioned game plan changes so often with these two athletes. And we talk about two guys, obviously in the dawning of their career. I mean, the greatest years of Kid Kool and Slim J are undoubtedly in the future. And considering everything we've seen so far, that's going to be quite a stellar career indeed.
And both men have very different backgrounds, but both men show the same desire and passion for the sport. Kid Kool entered wrestling school at 15 years of age, took a side job working as a fry cook at McDonald's just to pay his tuition for wrestling school. Slim J has used wrestling as another mechanism. He got in so much trouble as a young delinquent, a young juvenile at 14 years of age, actually went to jail for the theft of an automobile, grand theft auto. Not a good charge to be had at 14 years old. He got into the wrestling business. Rick Michaels, his trainer, kept him out of trouble. And taught him, you know, there's a better path to go on than the one you're currently walking. He's still got an attitude, don't get me wrong. Slim J is Slim J, straight out of Motown. He's just one unique individual, to say the least. Controversial, yes.
Well, I'll tell you, unique individuals, I'll tell you, Wildside, we're full of them. And two of which happen to be the Wildside Tag Team Champions, namely Future Shock, who have their hands full with not one tag team, but two, namely Cutting Edge and a very familiar tag team to them, former Wildside Tag Team Champs, the Lost Boys.
It's going to be a non-title match. Interesting the way that matchup was put together. Future Shock were complaining and stating that they were leaving. They didn't have a match.
They're always complaining.
Bill Barron's filling in this week for Rick Michaels after the heinous attack we saw last week. Bill Barron stated, well, you know, you don't have to defend the titles, but you do have a match, and you're going to be in a tag team match against the Cutting Edge. They didn't think anything about it, not really considering the Cutting Edge a threat, although they're climbing their way up the ladder. But then the Lost Boys' name were announced, and Future Shock became just a little bit on the irritated side. Who can blame them? The Lost Boys are one of the most dominant tag teams in Wildside history.
Yeah, but Frankie, once again, when you're tag team champions, I mean, you're targets, all right? Everybody wants what you got around your waist. And even if it's a non-title appearance, a non-title matchup, frankly, it means a lot to a lot of people. And that's still bad news if you're Future Shock, as they're about to find out, I am sure.
Something you got to expect. And right now in the ring, trading kicks are Slim J and Kid Kool. Slim J cradle DDT on Kool, dropped him right on his head.
Way too many guys are getting dropped on their heads here at NWA Wildside. Actually, throughout the world of professional wrestling, the injury rate is absolutely skyrocketing.
The name of the game is to win, and the athletes of 2003 now seeing maneuvers like that as the only means to do so. And, you know, the old saying goes, the end justifies the means, and many wrestlers think that in relation to maneuvers like the Phoenix Fury leg drop Salvatore Renaro had banned because of the injury status that it brought.
I think the evening is really young on this whole issue here. But regardless, there shows you what kind of guy Kid Kool is, being dropped on his neck like that and still coming up for some more.
Nip up Hurricane Rana there by Kid Kool. Slim J kicks out. Kid Kool picked up the victory in their last exchange 2 weeks ago on NWA Wildside when he hit the reverse 450 splash. And Slim J originally thought he had some broken ribs upon receipt of that, only knocked the wind out of him really, really good. Oh, look at that step-up kick right to the back of the head.
And hearing that Rick Michaels has been checked out by the hospital, still in somewhat sensitive condition, but happily no more further permanent damage has been done thanks to Jeff G. Bailey. If happily, because Jeff G. Bailey is not a professional wrestler, so obviously nothing hopefully too seriously happened. And Rick Michaels, though, just for safety's sake, is not here with us this week on NWA Wildside. And I am hoping that with the main event of the World TV Champion Rain Man taking on Onyx, That does not give Jeff G. Bailey carte blanche to do whatever the hell he wants because Rick Michaels is not here. Let's hope.
Well, let's hope.
Slim J making up that top turnbuckle once again very slowly, giving Kid Kool ample time to roll out of the way.
He flew through the air with grace and balance, but it did him no good as there wasn't a target to land on. Now Kid Kool going for the Hurricane Run out of the corner. So many variations of the maneuver, and there he connects with it yet again, utilizing his leg strength. Tremendous, tremendous creativity by Kid Kool.
Thinking on your feet every split second, and you're going to need it with an athlete like Slim J as your opponent.
And look at that. Slim J telegraphed that Hurricane Rana. It sent Kid Kool down, planted him into a sit-out powerbomb. He's got the pinfall. And Slim J getting a little aggravated.
Well, I think in Slim J's haste, he didn't realize that the shoulders of Kid Kool were not both down at the same time. Referee Mike Posey on top of everything. Boy, Kid Kool is wobbly. Can't blame him. After all he's endured from the real Slim J.
Full Nelson. German suplex by Kid Kool. Bridge, this could be all. No, Jay kicks out.
Well, how do you call that kick out? I think he just kind of rolled out.
He avoided the pinfall loss nevertheless.
Yes, that he did.
Now, with a cradle, looked like he was going for the same cradle DDT that Jay planted him with. Reverse Nagasataru chicken wing suplex. Good grief.
One counter after another. Seems to be a lot more of a spring in Kid Kool step than I would have. Good Lord.
Cradle DDT and Jay kicks out again.
Kid Kool looks desperate as he's heading up that top turnbuckle.
Going for the flying squirrel, but Slim J out of the way.
When you have a lot of hang time like you do in that flying squirrel, it gives your opponent ample time if he's cognizant to get the hell out of the way.
Slim J counters.
Ladies and gentlemen, the real Slim J.
And it was Kid Kool's attempt at getting out of the anger management that Slim J took to his advantage and managed to roll up Kid Kool for the 3 count. Very inventive